What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Ales and Tales podcast. Coming at you with some new beers, some new recordings. Starting off the morning strong. I love the fact that we record this at 10 in the morning. It's great.
Why don't we do this until like 3 p.m.? Remind me again?
Because then you wouldn't be able to drink all day.
Okay.
So we are...
Such a hard argument to close.
It is. So we are going to bring you a beer review today for Market Garden Brewing. Carly brought us this one. It is a Shandy. Since we are entering the summer seasons, it's a good way to get your summer beer ideas. This one, I'm not familiar with this brewery at all, so we're going to find out. But for those of you who are new to the podcast, we like to bring you different reviews on beers, different perspectives, different palates, and give you an idea whether you should try it or not.
A little bit of snobbiness if that plays into it. Right?
Yes.
This is fantastic. Neville Longbottom reporting.
Well, yes, speak with my mouth closed or my teeth.
It's the only way you can be snobby is you have to talk through your teeth. Yes.
Stick up the jaw.
I'm too fancy to even open my mouth.
How's everybody doing today?
Fantastic.
Slightly soggy with the rain.
It is.
Not like we've had
Are you
much of that
melting?
in Tennessee. I will tell you that the amount of rain that we have had already this year. Now, last year there were like no mosquitoes, and this year I could stand out there. I've learned I taste good.
I
Once those
certainly did at the
mosquitoes
start
were
of the
just
season.
like...
I got bit 5 or 6 times and they itched for about 2 weeks, and I hang out bits since. And there's a lot of water in my yard.
They
I got some
inoculated
drainage issues.
against themselves. Weird.
Yeah.
No, I could stand out there for about 5 minutes and they could fly off with me. I think enough of them attached to me. I'm like, man, I just can't do it.
You don't have the bat box at the new house?
No bat box.
Oh, man, that bat box was crucial.
It was.
Bat box.
Bat boxes are awesome. I need to do that. Just don't put it over your driveway like I did the first time where all the bat poop falls right on your driveway.
Carly, could you keep it down over there for crying out loud?
Yeah.
I mean, really?
Sorry, I'm a city girl. I don't have mosquitoes.
Yeah. Mosquitoes in the
You'll
city.
get used to it.
Yeah.
Here.
Just maybe not yet.
It's just living next to Lake Erie. Maybe the radiation coming off the lake just killed them all.
No, actually, when I was in Cleveland, when I bought this beer, there was a lot more mosquitoes than there were in Nashville. So
You brought them with you. Thanks a lot.
yeah,
Good deal.
I stuffed them in my car.
It's because of the stagnancy of Lake Erie. It's always Lake Erie's fault.
Yeah.
Which I was going to say. So Market Garden Brewery is based out of Cleveland, Ohio. So I think I saw something when I was looking them up that said River Shandy, and I was like, oh, so it's made with the river water. Isn't that the river that caught on fire, the Cullahogee,
that's a different kind
or
of
something
shandy.
like that? Yeah.
That's the dirty shandy.
People like to poop on Cleveland, and it's not cool.
Oh, speaking of rivers and poop,
Have you been there?
Yeah. No, real quick. Speaking of rivers and poop, did y'all see what's going on in France?
No.
So there's a lot of protests going on over there, and I think they're getting ready to have the Olympics there, and so they were talking about how the river is safe to swim in, and so it's a big publicity stunt. Like Macron, whatever his name is, and somebody else is going to go swim in the river.
Wow.
And so all the people organize a protest the same day to go down and take a shit in the river.
Oh my God.
That's a very French
That is a yes.
protest. we will mare all over your idea.
Well, apparently there's a lot of that going. That's going on over in Korea right now too. Did y'all
Swimming
see
in
that?
rivers?
No. So Kim Jong crazy.
Is this a thing?
This is like turning into a political show now.
No, it's great. This is great. This is fantastic. So no, it's a giant poop joke. It really is. So Kim Jong crazy decided they got mad because like the South Korean people like shit over some song about him being the great leader, and they were all haha. And so he took hundreds and thousands of balloons and tied bags of poop to them and launched them across the border.
All right.
But
That sounds like a petulant child.
Yeah.
well, I mean, of course, he's
kind of what he is.
Apparently, he put on cameras and GPS trackers so they could get some footage and whatnot, some reconnaissance, because they can't get all the balloons.
Can you
They just
imagine being a dictator of a country where you can just be as stupid and ridiculous as you want to be?
absolute power.
And literally
Absolutely
just
gross.
go, I have a great idea.
Yeah.
That does poop in balloons and send them across the border to another country.
Who's the guy in that situation that's like, the voice of reason? Like, how do I approach
Nobody.
this?
Nobody.
He kills them.
No, I know, but it's like,
I don't think we should do
guy,
this. I
that's
think
it.
you should die.
I don't think, let's think about this for a minute, guys. Is this the best use of our resources? Or,
You do know everybody on the other side of the border is like, really?
yeah.
Him again?
Yeah.
Oh, this is poop raining down from balloon. That's
Really?
just
This
wonderful.
is the strongest start to an
We
episode.
haven't even gotten to beer. For those of you also for joining us for the first time,
This is the tails.
this is the tails portion, which we never know where it's going to go. So, of course, if you are listening to us, you can find us on YouTube if you want to watch the high jinks or low jinks, whatever it happens to be. And if you are watching us and you can't watch us because you're driving, don't watch us and drive. You can listen to us on any of your podcasting platforms.
If the Tesla's driving itself,
There is that. They got the giant screen. Just go ahead and put us full screen and enjoy your ride.
in that
to the
case,
beer
put us on
store.
repeat.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, on Patreon. We're on Patreon as well, the Ales and Tales podcast. If you want to sponsor us, we don't mind that at all. And, we're going to start off with we're not starting off. We're going to jump in with a beer quote, which actually works pretty well considering we're talking about stories, which is beer, because no great story ever started with somebody eating a salad.
Classic.
Good stuff. So, Market Garden Brewery's Shandy. This one is the Berry Palm.
Yes.
So they had a few different ones you said. So Carly, take it away. Tell us about them and what they have and all this good stuff.
So Market Garden they have a brewery in Ohio City. So it's a really fun spot. They have a really great patio. It's just fun place to be in the summertime. And so they started in 2011, and they have a bold lineup of award-winning beer crafted with only the finest quality natural ingredients. Let's see.
Like Cleveland water.
No.
Sorry.
So they're right next to the West Side Market, which is a really cool farmer's market. I love going there. Went there in high school and college. Let's see. They craft delicious, innovative, and award-winning bevies for beer and cider lovers alike. We heart beer. That's why we only use the best, all-natural, lovingly sourced ingredients.
Lovingly dipped from the river.
And they have a big sign that says
Okay,
beer
lovely.
on there, to find where they're located.
It's loving.
But the Shandy, so it's different because it's wheat beer brewed with berry soda. This berry juicy Shandy is a harmonious blend of the decadent pomegranate with a aromatic blackberry punch that leads to flavor bursts of freshly opened tropical gummy bears. Tangy, juicy, citrusy berry Shandy.
Of freshly
Listen to that out.
I know. I thought she was doing an advertising piece. That was great.
The music goes so well with her.
And they have a bunch of other famous beers too. They're known for their Prosperity, which is like a Pilsner, very light. They got some cool beers there. If you're ever in Cleveland, I recommend them.
Cool. We're
Market
known for
Garden.
our prosperity.
We do get a lot of Cleveland, Ohio beers because that's where Carly hails from. And we have
We've had some good beers from there.
We have.
The Knockout IPA. That was really good.
Punch Out.
Punch Out.
you have the Christmas Story House up there as well.
Yep.
Yeah, we
Yeah, in
talked about that.
Tremont.
And the I forgot the beer. Never mind. Anyway, there was another beer that we reviewed a long time ago. We had the two beers that no, it was my old receptionist brought. She and her husband were from there, and it was the
Was it Great Lakes?
yes. What's the
Chris-
Dort?
Oh, yeah, Dortmunder.
The Dortmunder. God, that's a good beer. Sorry, that is how you derail a conversation, folks.
was a long time
Start
ago,
a
man.
conversation and not know what you're actually trying to say.
Tell us a bit more about that, Mike.
Yeah, it's the
Well, we got the Dortmunder, and it was fantastic, and we loved it. And then we had their Christmas ale, and it looked like it had cranberries on the front, but they were really just Christmas balls, and it
Christmas
didn't
balls.
taste, like red Christmas, like ornaments.
Oh,
Christmas
and,
balls.
big
Christmas
red
balls.
balls. You know
You're
what I
not-
mean?
you're not
and
familiar
it
with
didn't
Christmas
taste like
balls.
a Christmas ale, and we didn't love it.
Yeah, it was not so great. The Dort was killer. Well, since you were rocking and rolling with that, you want to tell people
do
about
it.
the can and
Sure, unless somebody else wants to.
Well, why don't you put the can on the thingy there and turn it towards the camera, and then you take Mike's can.
Okay, cool.
You got to turn it a little bit more towards the camera. Here we go. A little bit more. Keep going. Yeah, right there.
Too far.
Oh, I thought
Good.
it was that camera.
No, it's right
he was
this
having way
way.
too much fun with that. Keep going. Keep
There we
going.
go.
Right there.
This is a riveting episode so far.
Yeah, so I love their can art. So their logo is one of the Guardian statues on the bridge. That's why the Cleveland Guardians, that's how they got their name, because they're guarding the city. They're really, really cool statues. They're huge. So you get the logo, and then it cuts through, and it says Shandy. and it's purple, and it's a really pretty.
How does that go
purple.
again?
The word Shandy cuts through the logo.
Shandy.
And then, in the background is the map of Cleveland, like the streets and all the lines and Lake Erie, of course. It's just.
Does it tell you how long it takes to get to places in Cleveland on there? Because if, hey, this is 1.2 miles away, we'll take you 25 minutes to get there.
No, it's not like Nashville.
No, Cleveland's just as bad.
No, it's not.
Oh my gosh, it is. Oh, dude, we did a
fight you
job
on
up
that.
in Parma.
Traffic war.
And we up in Parma, which is south of Cleveland, right? And every time we had to go to Home Depot, it was like an hour-long ordeal.
Well,
because it was
everything's-
1.5 miles away.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it was awful.
Well,
But that was
I'm not
also in
over-
March.
Yeah, I'm not over in Parma very often.
Yeah.
But things are just further apart in Cleveland than Nashville.
It's mainly the traffic.
Parma, is that where they do a lot of cheese making in Cleveland?
No, there's
Parmesan. Parma.
hashtag beer for people.
Beer for people, as opposed to beer for
Dogs.
cattle.
I think, Jim, the sound effect I want to hear is.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
yeah?
the- yeah.
We're
We're
getting
kind of
thirsty.
there, right?
So I do like the color of the can. That is a cool color.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming since this is berry, they did a berry color. And I'm assuming the other, you said it was a variety pack, which was also
Ginger and lemon. They're known for their lemon.
I kind of want like the ginger and lemon together.
Did you have, so are all the cans colored appropriately?
Yep.
I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
that's
Well,
right.
let's crack this one on. See, beer for people. It's the most ridiculous
Not for cows.
slogan ever. Yeah. I like it. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, I like the can. I want to see if I like the beer. Good sound.
Sounds like a can opening. You don't get that often.
I still, even
like
if I know I'm
liquid
going to pour
refreshment.
this out and I'm not leaving my seat, I always have to put my tab to the right. I realize I do that even if it's never going to go anywhere.
Why do you do that?
I'll give you a really good
To market.
reason.
Ooh, look
know
at the
which
color
one's
of that.
his?
Go ahead and pour that in, Carly.
Oh,
ahead,
of course,
just go ahead and
put it
pour
on
half
the-
of it.
The views.
2 cans, 4 people.
Two
Look
cans
how the
for
Ales and
people.
Tails logo pops in the contrast of Look how red that is.
It is very berry-ish.
Yeah.
So no, years and years and years ago, when I first moved to Destin, Florida, I went to a party.
Thank you.
And thanks. And yay, more beer. I went to a party, and I was sitting outside, and a few guys were, we were all talking and whatnot. It was a pretty big place, pretty big party, and people were smoking cigarettes out there. And I sit down to talk with some of the folks that were smoking and not thinking anything about it. I reached down and grabbed my beer, which I thought was my beer.
I know where this is going.
And it was the ashtray beer can where, they'd been,
Oh, gosh.
dude, it was bad. Yeah, it was really bad.
It's a Caddyshack moment right there.
Yeah, I was like, so from that point forward, I turned my tab to the right, so I always knew which was my beer. And
Oh.
yeah, so never had another party issue like that again.
I thought it was like a date rape thing or something. Someone trying to roofie your drink.
Oh,
No?
Because turning your tab is really going to stop that.
right? I was gonna say, they got the tab turned sideways.
You know what that
My
means.
can got its cootie shot. I'm safe.
You know what that means? This guy's got the HIV. It's
Jim,
universal for HIV.
Are you positive?
All right, let's talk about this. So that is definitely a very berry colored
Yeah.
beer.
it's-
I like that.
With like pomegranate, I mean, I definitely, with the palm in there, it definitely has that pomegranate juice, kind of watered down color to it. Little red, little brown.
Yeah, like grapefruit juice with a little bit of strawberry.
Had a nice white head on top that's kind of fizzled down and is gone already.
It has like, a brown water type of look to it, like a bourbon or
Like
something
a
like
Cleveland River.
that. Yeah.
It's that
I'm just going to
reddish,
keep hitting that. I
orangish
think I can't help it.
hue. I definitely get a lot of
This would be first episode Carly walks off of.
Just
What?
throw something at me for bashing
We're throwing
Cleveland
shade
all the
at
time.
Cleveland, man.
No.
No what? No bashing
No
Cleveland?
bashing Cleveland.
Oh, it's going to happen. It's going to keep happening.
definitely get like plum off the nose.
It's very mellow. There's
little
not a
pomegranate.
lot.
Yeah, it's sweet, but not too sweet in the nose.
Definitely smells fruity.
Tobacco.
And it's
little bit.
4.5%.
It's kind of weird.
It's not too strong.
Yeah, shandies are normally going to be pretty light. Again,
Yeah.
summer beer, you don't want something that hammers you.
Yeah.
Smells good, but it is very, very mellow. You don't get a ton of scent off of it. I would expect
It's
a lot
not. It's
more.
not. It's not a sour smell, for sure.
And so it was brewed with berry
Soda. So normally shandies are juice.
No,
Aren't they?
Radlers are juice.
Radlers are juice.
Shandies are normally a lemonade or it is sometimes soda is a thing I read, but it's not as common as I guess just like a lemonade.
Gotcha.
Because normally that's the flavor. So I wonder if they put the soda in prior to brewing or if they add the soda after the brewing.
I would imagine after.
Do
Typically
they
mix it.
describe that process on their website?
No, I looked. They're very minimal. They just keep saying where they're located and they have natural ingredients, and that's kind of it.
You know what bothers me? You know what really grinds my gears is when somebody
Yeah.
says where they're. Not that I'm making fun of you.
Yeah.
But when you use it's like it's such an unnecessary word. Located. Mm-hmm. Where are you located? Just say, where are you?
Where you at?
Behind the preposition.
No, not with. Let's strike the at and the located. Where are you? We're located at. Oh my gosh! You know how many times I've had to read that in a radio copy?
No.
It's traumatic.
Equal parts beer and citrusy
None of you guys care.
lemon lime
I've been
soda.
traumatized by the word locally.
Shandy can easily be customized with beer. 50-50 mix is all it says typically.
PTLD, post-traumatic.
So you can turn any beer.
Located
Disorder.
That's horrible.
PT
Should have about that.
This is the
LD.
multi-conversation approach to a podcast.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
The best thing about podcasting is listening.
Right?
What?
Yeah, so any
Is
beer
what?
can be turned into a shandy by basically adding a lemonade or a
Soda.
soda to it. Lemon lime or a lemon soda. Or,
When I was in Germany, what they would do a lot is either with wine or with beer, it would be like my one friend liked white wine with diet tonic and lime.
that sounds horrible.
It's actually really good. Just to it makes it last longer so you're not as drunk, but you're still like enjoying a beverage.
That also sounds horrible. No, I'm just kidding.
And then they would do Fanta with beer and then Sprite with beer.
Fanta with beer.
Yeah.
That's all
Okay,
all the
we're
juggalos are-
doing it. We're getting a good, with like just good German lager or a Pilsner or what?
Yes, a
anything?
light beer. Yeah, wheat beer maybe.
All right. We're gonna have to experiment.
Give it a
We're gonna get some orange. You said Fanta, specifically Fanta.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about.
I just want
I
to
know.
point out that Mike has got the largest
you?
portion
Won't
of the beer.
No, it's because he's been drinking his.
Oh.
Fanta.
Oh.
Did you try it already, Ben?
Yeah.
He's been diving in the whole time we've been talking.
I've been
man.
thirsty, man.
All right, let's give it a sip.
Ooh, that is
So I
refreshing.
was saying, I get the pomegranate off of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
The moment it hits
the
your
beer.
tongue, you immediately get berries. I mean, it's like a hammer of berries instantly. That's good.
It is.
That's really good. That's,
Light,
for river
refreshing.
water, that's not bad.
Because you almost expect it to be sour because of that sweetness or that flavor.
It's not. But I mean, even on the nose, it doesn't. You don't get sour.
You get a twinge of the tartness. It's not what goes as
little
far as say
blackberry.
sour, but yeah,
Or pomegranate,
a little
like
bit
you
of
were
that.
saying.
Yeah, that,
No, I definitely get blackberry.
that bitterness.
Grapefruit, very, very background, but not like the bitterness of it. But you know, okay, so
get
not
grapefruit.
grapefruit. What is the thing called? The giant one. It's pomelo or pomelo. I don't know how to pronounce it.
I don't know if I know what that tastes like.
Never heard of
It's
that.
it's like the size of a cantaloupe, but it's in the grapefruit family, and it tastes exactly like grapefruit if you got rid of 100% of the bitterness. It's delicious. I love them.
The way you're holding up your hands is totally memeable right now. We could take a snapshot of this and put stuff in your hands.
As long as it's beer, I don't care. But yeah, anyway, it's got a little bit of that. So there's a little citrus to it, kind of on the darker side of things like grapefruit. I find
The
lime
dark
and
side.
lemon and lime is a brighter note. Grapefruit is going to be on the more darker notes. Again, I don't know how to describe lighter and darker. It just makes sense to me, like where it hits the tongue.
Right.
The farther back, the darker, the closer to the front, the brighter.
I hear you.
I don't know. Anyway,
No,
but it
these
is-
colors you see,
It's
or
good.
just feel.
It's a really good beer. This is only in Cleveland.
question.
They're not distributed around here.
I don't know. I bought it from my local. It's called Red Wine and Brew. It's cool.
Red
That's a
Wine
cool-
and Brew. It's a good name.
I know,
They're
right?
patriotic.
I like that.
Yeah.
Are they French?
No, the owner is white.
It's
white.
Yeah, it's clear.
Red
yeah.
wine and blue. Red, white, and what?
What's the French
Red,
flag?
red wine
wine,
and
and brew.
Yeah, instead of red, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Right.
Just the same thing.
But I mean,
Why'd you
what's
say
that?
French?
Because they have a red, white, and blue flag. It's
You know
just
anybody else that
three
does?
story. Yeah. Guatemala.
Yes, exactly. The only two that I can think of. Come on.
Puerto Rico has a red, white, and blue flag. That's like with Captain America, his first suit. He's not Captain America.
It's
He's Captain Puerto Rico. Because it looks like the Puerto Rican flag.
It's like blue and white.
Are you trying to say Puerto Rico is not part of America?
It isn't, though. It's just it's a U.S. Property. But I mean, it's
Province.
not province, right?
I don't know if we should call it property. I don't know if they don't like that. But yeah, it's basically it. Yeah. Okay. That's tasty, man. I
It's
like
really
that. That
I could kill a couple of them.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is a slammer beer if you're not careful. That's very, very enjoyable.
Some of these guys got to get some distribution down here. This is really good.
Yeah.
It's
Good choice, Carly.
Thank you.
Distribution laws are weird, especially state to state. Like Tennessee's got some weird ones. Like, there's different distributors and they each have the rights to certain people. So if you're not with that person, you can't get those beers, but only the state has to approve who can distribute. And it
sounds like it's all based on whose palms are greased. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
That's all it is.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Somebody posted the other day, it was like of the, I guess it's a national beer association of some sort, and the money they make. And, the CEO is making $350,000 a year with the $70,000 other category.
Other.
And like for overseeing beer, like, wow.
Rough gig.
Rough gig.
Well, I remember I was at Total Wine and I was trying to find a 6-pack of IPA for my dad for Father's Day. And I was asking one of the
Good
workers.
Father's Day gift, by the way.
Yeah.
I like that.
I was asking one of the workers, I'm like, hey, like, what do you recommend? Like, I kind of want something local, but like this one looks cool. What do you think? He's like, you should just get the local ones because the ones from Florida, the ones from Louisiana or wherever, they're old. They've been sitting on a hot truck for days. Get the ones that are local because they're fresher. They're
Kept cold.
Exactly. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, well, it makes sense.
Can a Shandy skunk?
I'm
Probably,
sure
yeah.
it could.
Can it?
It would be interesting to age it and see what happens.
No, it wouldn't.
No, that's a horrible.
Age it for what, like a week?
Yeah. It would not taste like freshly opened tropical gummy bears. That's a pretty interesting description
I
right
know
there.
I like the gummy bear part.
Tangy, juicy, citrusy berry shandy. I'd agree with all of that. Blackberry punch. Yes. Mm-hmm. I don't get the gummy bear thing, though, but I like the description of it. I'm not a gummy bear guy. Do you guys ever see the Amazon
Sugar-free gummy bears?
Yes.
The what?
There's a review of the Amazon for the sugar-free gummy bears. I was crying. It's hilarious. Mm-hmm. You just have to look it up. It's long, but it's worthwhile. I would not recommend that we read it all now because it's long, but it's so funny. There are people out there, I guarantee, who just go out and try to find things to review. Because there was another one for a watch that was hilarious. And there's a few different ones, but
What's that website again? Amazon.
Yeah, so it's this shopping thing.
Org.
Such a
Net.
Sugar free. Is gummy with an IE or yeah?
Oh, I thought it was with a Y.
It is a Y.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's being Jim. It's the sugar-free ones, though.
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
put in.
He just was hoping somebody would say, aye.
Well, I don't know. There's a whole bunch of Haribo
Haribo, yeah, that's the ones.
sugar free.
Yep.
834
Aren't they a toy company?
low carb candy gummy bears snack pack healthy candy.
No, it's Hasbro. I had to think about that for a second. Did you see it? You find?
I'm just laughing at you guys.
Oh, what an ass.
Funny.
It is cicada season. Has everybody made peace with the cicadas at this point in time? You had any good cicada stories?
Have I made peas with cicadas? No, I don't
there's
eat. I
some
don't eat the
people eat
cicadas, but I know there's people that do. I don't eat the cicadas.
Yeah, I don't think I can come around to doing that. I'm not in that crowd of hey. you can eat
Bill Gates
bugs.
doesn't run the world yet.
No, but man, there are so many of them, and I saw two things that were funny. Of course, being on Music Row, all the tourists walking.
Oh, yeah.
Every day I leave the office, there's tourists, and there's inevitably one lady running down the road, like trying to get them away from her because one landed on him or something like that, and I'm just cracking up. But there's a guy, I saw this video, a guy took all the shells and collected them and cut pieces off of them and made an alien from the Aliens movie out of them.
There's been a bunch of different
Dude,
sculptures.
it's
I've seen I've
fantastic.
seen several different ones.
Cicada
it's
sculptures.
the creepiest thing
It's
ever, but it's
cool.
so cool.
Now
It
Jim
is
is
so creepy though.
It is, yeah, it's really weird. All right, what'd you find, Jim?
I did find it.
It was pretty funny.
The title is "See You in Hell: Haribo Sugar-Free Gummy Bears," and I'll read a couple of
Be a
lines.
cold day in hell before I eat sugar-free.
It was my
bears.
last class of the semester, and the final exam was worth 30% of our grade. After a late night study session, I felt confident, but I had to decide between sleeping in or cooking breakfast. My eyelids chose sleep. My stomach later regretted this decision. And after several uncomfortable stomach growls, I finally decided to make a quick stop by the campus bookstore. We got to get some music for this. Here we go. And grab a snack before my test. Since the semester was ending and everyone was going home for the summer, a lot of items were on sale, including the snacks and candy that they kept up front. Is this the review you're referring to?
I don't know. When you get into it, I have a feeling it's way down there, though.
Being hungry in the hungry state that I was in, I felt only logical to pick the largest yet least expensive candy in order to get more bang for my buck. And there they sat. 2 bags of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. Buy one, get one free. What a deal, I thought naively. I would eat 1 bag before my test and 1 bag afterwards. As I walked to class, I gleefully chewed on those abominable little bastards, unaware of the utter mayhem that they would soon unleash upon my poor, poor anus. I sat down at my desk as the professor informed us that, due to issues with cheating in the past, restroom breaks would be prohibited until the completion of the exam. I'll give you 10 minutes to use the restroom now. This will be your last chance. Any takers? The demon bears hadn't released their unholy necromancy upon my stomach yet. So in my moment of ignorant foolishness, I remained seated, still munching on those miniature bear-shaped bombs. After the students wise enough to take the professor's offer had returned, the professor handed out the test. I was 6 questions in when it happened. It started subtly at first, almost like a slightly tingly sensation in my lower abdomen. I thought nothing of it, assuming my intestines were just doing their thing.
Their thing.
Their thing. Little did I know that my intestines were trying desperately to warn me of the horror that was on the horizon. By question 9, it happened again. But this time it was followed by a sharp pain, as if those infernal hellions had orchestrated an attack upon my colon. I fought to contain the groan that tried escaping my lips. It was at this point I began to panic. Something was going horribly long. Well, he's put long, it's wrong. And I needed to get through this test before it got any worse. By question 14, my worst fear was upon me. The Satan bears, burning hot, liquidy, dark magic, crashed against my anal sphincter like a tiger's
That's the
name.
worst description ever.
I was able to close the hatch just in time, but those relentless toxic bears beat against it like orcs breaking down the doors of Helm's Deep. I knew I wouldn't be able to so much as shift in my seat without risking a breach. I kept fighting through my exam, clenching my cheeks with all my might. Beads of sweat began rolling down my neck. Suddenly, a loud, gurgling war cry came from my belly. And the entire class lifted their heads oh gosh, I've been there. At this point, nothing mattered except expelling this ungodly presence from my bowels. With 15 questions left, I promptly wrote C for every answer and ran out of the classroom. My professor yelled something, but I was too preoccupied with the volcanic eruption that needed to take place before I could find sweet, sweet relief. I burst into the restroom like the Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah!
And behold, the handicap stall was empty. Sun rays from the adjacent window shone upon it, as if it were a gift from God himself. It took me less than 0.5 seconds to undo my belt buckle, pull down my pants, and finally relax my weary buttocks upon the toilet seat. It took absolutely no effort to expel this demon. Almost immediately, the floodgates of hell were opened, and the damned liquefied souls of an entire bag's worth of gummy bears cried as they burned through my sphincter and into the watery abyss below.
It's like a creative writing story gone wrong.
I had never felt such simultaneous relief and anguish in my life. After 30 more minutes of this,
Jesus.
I immediately went home, dug a hole in my backyard, and burned the remaining bag of gummy bears. I leave with this. Do not, and I repeat, do not eat these spawns of Satan. Not only did they cause me to fail my final test, but the anguish I experienced is something I wouldn't wish upon anyone, not even my worst enemy. The only place these God-forsaken hell bears belong are buried deep below the Earth's surface. That's one hell of a review.
So, how many stars did you give the gummy bears?
He gave him 1 star.
Oh, okay.
That'd been funny. It was a 5-star review.
That was funny. This is also okay. Like, this is someone whose life choices I'm already questioning. Like, you're going in, no supper, sleep before an exam the next day, and your answer is sugar-free candy to fill you up and power your brain. Like,
Yeah.
I'm guessing you were drinking the night before.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there's a little alcohol coming into play. Who knows what else you had to eat
Also-
last night and the day before?
May I point out that they only did 15. They had 15 questions left, and they put all C's, and they're blaming the gummy bears.
But come on, you've been there. You've been there before.
Not that.
dude.
I've not had that issue happen. I had the opposite. Well, it's not exactly the opposite.
You're constipated?
Exactly. That would be the opposite. That's why that's not accurate. No, I went into an exam. I had so my everyday driver in college was a 1963 Chevy Nova, and I was on my way to finals. And as I left a stoplight, I shifted from first to second, and it locked. So the linkage for the gear shifting is exterior of the transmission, and the gear it bound.
Yeah.
So you couldn't change gears. So I was stuck in second, and I couldn't get anywhere. So I pulled off, and I got under the car to unlock it, and I had to grab it, and I unlocked it. And when I did, I melted my forearm to my exhaust pipe.
Oh my gosh.
So that was unpleasant, but I could drive it again.
Yeah.
But I got to the class for the exam, and I bought 2 just Mountain Dews from the machine so that I had something ice cold to put on my arm the entire time I was sitting in the exam. And the whole time I'm just feeling burn. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh. So
That's a bad burn.
it was not pleasant.
Yeah.
So it wasn't near as entertaining or funny as the gummy bears, but I think I'd still rather take that over a anal hell.
Well, I once upon a time was, I believe, for a season lactose intolerant, and I'm a huge milkshake guy. I don't know if you could tell. And I was selling rainbow vacuums. You ever hear of those?
Yep.
You go not door to door necessarily, but you're in people's houses doing demos on this vacuum. That's actually a really good vacuum. And I went to this one house, and I had a Carvel chocolate milkshake before I went there. And part of the demonstration was showing them how much better the actual vacuum cleaned a certain part of their. You take their old vacuum, go over one spot, and take the rainbow and go over the same spot and show them what all the old vacuum missed. And part of the rainbow, because it was a water filtration system, you could put scents in the water. So, evergreen, spearmint, that kind of thing. Lavender, right. And it would scent your air while you're vacuuming. So, I mean, same kind of thing this guy described. As soon as I got to the door, it was starting to, get cooked up.
Get a little gurgle going.
Did you go and use their bathroom?
No, but
If you
I was
slide in
18 at the
he
time.
didn't use
feel
it.
something burst
destroyed
out
it.
of you.
Abused it.
It was one of those things where I, as I'm leaning forward and getting parts out of the kit and everything,
Oh my god.
there's no hole. It's like a toothpaste tube. The more you compress it, it just, that kind of thing.
Here you go.
And the hotter and drier it is, the more it's going to just knock people out. And I'm sitting there on the, vacuuming with their old vacuum and doing this thing and letting just carpet bombing people, The noise of the vacuum's disguising the noise of my sphincter.
Honey, I don't remember a vacuum sounding like that
I know.
before.
And I'm like, you smell that? They're like, yeah. I'm like, man, it's. I said, that's. I don't know. You have a baby or a dog or something? Did he poop here?
Brilliant sales tactic.
And then I'm like,
actually.
you know what? Here's the rainbow, and I really rushed into the next set of it, and I said, I'm going to go ahead and leave this with you guys, and you just take it overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow and see what you think. I didn't even finish the rest of the demo. I had to go blow up the toilet. So I ran
If
home.
you're selling vacuum cleaners
Oh
and
my
you feel
gosh.
got to drop a steamer,
Diarrhea.
We are so far off track at this point.
These are the tails portion.
I have another story.
Go for
does
it.
it
Let's
involve
do
poop?
it.
Does it involve poop? Does it got to involve poop?
Yeah. Well, farting.
Poop particles.
So
Carly's one of those people that if she lets one rip, it's like an A-bomb. It's like Judgment Day.
Well, this time it was. Normally they're silent and they're just fruity.
Deadly.
The gas is so bad it's a war crime.
Okay, so I'm in the airport with my mom, and we're in Texas, going from one insurance conference to another, and we're waiting in line through security. We're finding our way to security, And it's just me and her. Like, there's not a lot of people in front of us, not a lot of people behind us. I really have to toot. So I'm like, okay, like I'm just gonna fart right here, and like no one's gonna notice anything. And we keep walking, and then all of a sudden I hear from behind me, man, this airport really stinks. Like,
Did you carpet dust it? You crop dusted it.
crop dusted.
She has, like, the person behind her walks
woman
forward.
there.
Is like, why'd
Nobody
the air get
suspects the
warm?
woman. Like,
And-
you're in the crowd, they're going to think it's one of the other dudes around.
That's right.
And I'm just like there. I'm like, oh my god, it was definitely me.
Yet
And
another advantage women have over men.
Yeah.
Right now.
There's no assumption. It's
No
gonna
one's
be the
ever
woman.
going to think it's the dude.
I tell my mom this story, and she's like dying laughing because she's like, that was you, and I'm like, yeah.
I would actually do it like if my wife and I are shopping at a grocery store and I got to let one rip, I walk purposely by her and just crop dust so it just lingers. And she's like, oh my gosh. And she still has to get whatever she's getting. And all these other people are starting to walk down the aisle and they're going to think it's her. It wasn't
Husband
me.
of the year.
It's the worst when it's on the airport or when it's
On
on
the plane.
on the airplane.
Yes.
Just recycles.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody gets to
It's a
smell it.
tube. It's just doing
Everybody.
this.
It's just recycling air.
If it's batter, I guess it'd be good enough. Everybody gets a whiff.
Yeah. I remember one time it was so bad, I just sat there and I went, oh, come on. Because I knew somebody did it and it was just going to be there for a while. I was like,
That's my brothers. My brothers have always been atomic bomb bad. Like you can't blame it on the dog. It takes two dogs to be in the room to blame it on that. Like,
God.
You ever get to the point where you see the person that did do it and you lock eyes, you both know? And like they're so
I've
terrified.
looked in the mirror before, yeah.
Right. No, but seriously, you don't know the other person. You look at each other and you go, I know it was you.
I've
And they're like,
done that.
don't read the
wasn't
terror is in their eyes, and then you take the blame for them. I've done that before.
or just yell out the other person's
no. It
was
name.
me.
If you're in a meeting.
My beef strong.
Bob! God!
Oh, do you remember when Barn Cat farted and it was
She was
really
holding the cat.
stinky?
Yeah.
Pick them up and squeeze them a little too tight. Oh, yeah, I've done that
Barn
before.
cat steamed her.
I've had my cats have crop dusted me before.
Yeah.
So, I guess you could have just told me you were ready to be let down. You didn't have to fart on it.
Cats are vindictive creatures.
Well, they are a tube of toothpaste. There's no spine to them, man. Anything you do is just like squeezing anything out. So.
Yep. Pretty much.
All right, let's try to get back on track briefly. What would this pair well with?
I'm going back to the cheesecake. That jammy, I think.
Yes.
I think Andy hit the nail on the head with the jams, the jam beers, cheesecake. It's just a good, nice pairing.
I think the sweet might be a little overwhelming though,
Yeah.
with the cheesecake. You think?
This would work.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. This would
Yeah.
be like a cheesecake with a blackberry jam on it.
True.
Because,
or
cheesecake's
plain-
always got that thickness. You need
plain
something to wash
cheesecake.
it down.
I can
Well,
see that.
no. This would be the
I don't
black.
know,
This would
you
be
have
Yeah,
that plain
okay.
cheesecake,
Yep.
not like the ones with the compote.
Right.
already on top.
Like New York cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chocolate cake.
peanuts,
So
yeah.
you can do a chocolate with this too. Peanuts?
salty. Get the peanut
Yeah.
butter flavor with jelly, basically.
Prosciutto.
Yes. Salty ham.
Any cheese?
Little prosciutto, little pecorino.
Mozzarella, fresh mozzarella.
Provolone?
This mozzarella would work.
More like, well, maybe goat cheese would be better.
Mozzarella?
I'm thinking more of like a harder, pungent cheese. Like, goat cheese is pretty pungent, but
It's a harder like
something that goes with
like a crumbly cheese.
something that would go more with the prosciutto. Like, I don't think of
Feta cheese?
Feta
might be all right.
Feta could work.
Goat.
This would actually be a really good accompaniment to a Mediterranean
Asiago.
meal.
Yeah.
Like, chicken heroes and pita bread, that kind of thing. Some Mediterranean salad. Right?
It does.
It
go
almost can
well
be a
with-
salb dressing for like a Waldorf or
Yeah.
something.
It could be a
Right?
reduction.
Yeah.
reduce that, making it a barbecue sauce with some pulled pork.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Sounds good.
Barbecue
I like
sauce with pulled pork. That would be delish.
So go well with grilled chicken,
Yeah. I can see
a
that.
blackened chicken or a blackened fish. More the chicken than the fish. Yeah, it's pretty open. Anything summery, I think it would work well with.
Right.
It's a good all around beer. I really dig this.
Strawberry salad.
It is good.
Strawberry salad.
Back to the goat cheese and candy walnuts.
Or
Yeah.
beaten goat cheese.
Yeah.
Don't like beets.
Dwight would be upset with you.
Right?
Yeah.
Schrute Farms.
Don't
has
like
lost
that show either.
The Office? Wow. Are we going to take that from him, Carly?
No.
Oh, wait. Let me be funny for the camera real quick.
And the camera's right on you.
That's fair.
Do your LTC, look to camera.
That's my imitation of The Office. Nothing happens. They just stare at the camera.
Well, apparently I was watching, what's the guy in accounting? Kevin.
Yeah.
He was talking about like how the show worked and behind the scenes. And apparently everybody in the annex were writers.
Yeah.
So they would write the show and then they would like come out and do the group scene and then like continue writing. So
Yeah.
it was interesting.
That's why they were in the annex. You could separate them.
Well, shall we review this, wrap it up, and record some more episodes?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, you can get these glasses at
Mike'sToyStore.com. God.
right?
We need to buy that domain.
Yes, we do, because
I'm
we
so
do not
sad I
have
wasn't here for that
Mike'sToyStore.com yet.
Somebody
so.
has it. I think I did.
You
I might
did?
have bought it. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. That one wasn't available, but there was Mike'sToyStore.org.
No, it's Mike'sToyStore.com.
Did you end up getting it?
I think I did.
Yeah,
That's
I want to
awesome.
say I listened to the episode and it was just like it was available for like $50 or something, you know.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that. It was.
How many episodes now have we looked this up? This is at least the fourth episode where
We keep on
looked at it.
forgetting.
We're buying
Yeah.
it. This
Yeah.
episode, we're buying it. I'm done. All right. Anyway, great beer. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, if it's
Wow.
it's if I was going to get any disease out of the Cleveland River,
Yeah.
if I swam in it, I'd get 9 out of 10 of them.
Do they have a Cleveland River though?
Because you have a weak
It's
immune
the
system.
Chahogie.
Cuyahoga?
There you go. That's
Yeah.
the one.
Chattahoochee?
Cuyahoga.
Cuyahoga.
Cuyahoga?
Cuyahoga, Geauga,
Yeah.
Chattahoochee.
Do you miss it?
Kidding.
Way
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
down yonder?
You miss being up in Ohio?
Yeah, I do.
In the winter.
Not the winter,
There you
not
go.
the snow
That's
or
right.
the ice.
How long does winter last there?
5 years.
December to April,
December to
March.
November.
Or
Okay, that's
April.
not too bad.
December to November.
December, that seems pretty late. Like, surely it gets colder before December.
Yeah, November. Sometimes it snows in November, and even Halloween it has, but it's pretty rare. Global warming.
That's enough for me to be out right there. Nope.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be
Global
cold. I'd
warming.
rather it be snow. All right, so on the beer.
There's nothing in his glass.
What do you smell that thing in his glass for like the
still
last
s-
5 minutes at least?
Are you,
We get
are you
the-
smelling your own breath?
You get the lingering berry.
Yeah, it's still good.
Lingering toothpaste.
Glad I used the mint toothpaste this morning. No, that's a solid 7.5 for me. I'm generally not a Shandy guy, but that was really good. I would like to try the other flavors, the ginger, the lemon. I think the ginger would be
curious
really
about the
good.
ginger,
Like,
yeah.
do like the berry and then the lemon, because then you do the ginger last to help clean off the palate a little bit and wipe the tongue clean. Because going
Get
back
rid of the tongue glove.
going back to Mike'sToyStore.com, that tongue glove, the wheat beer will build up a little bit over time.
Maybe we didn't buy it.
All right.
No, we didn't.
Sure.
All right, Jim, give us a review.
Okay. I'm kind of along the same lines as Ben. It's a really I'm more probably like a 9. This is really good. I've enjoyed this.
If that's
If I go back
9,
for 7,
Ne-
I'm going on thirds now.
next episode, you're giving the beer a 12. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited to hear about this.
Yeah.
He's been building up the hype. Watch me be like, it's freaking horrible.
Oh, of course you will.
What do you think?
I would say 8 guardian statues out of 10.
I like it.
statue.
Didn't even think
How
about
many
going
guardian
that direction.
statues are there?
2.
Okay.
Or maybe there's 4. I mean, I could be wrong, but there's definitely 2.
We know there's at least 2, so
Yeah.
there's 2. That works. I like it. All right. Anything else? I think that's good. I think we dove into it.
I think one of our fans bought it. Mike'sToyStore.com is taken.
Yeah, we found that last time.
Did we?
Yeah, when y'all looked it up originally, it was
You, have
taken.
you can negotiate with somebody
That's what I
for it,
thought,
but that's
yeah.
it. Yeah.
You pay $70
I don't
for the
think there's
opportunity.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think there's anything there. I think somebody just bought the domain already.
Yeah.
Mike'sToyStore.co. is
That's the
available.
what you had found last time that was available.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think that's about it because we're all out of beer except for Jim, which is he's slacking off over there.
I'm just,
He's not
He's
one
nursing
to have a gummy bear issue by drinking it too fast.
Better slacking off than never mind.
Okay. All right. Well, so Market Garden Brewery, they have a tap room there and everything. Where you
Yep.
can- okay. So if you're ever up in Cleveland, Ohio, and
Ohio City.
Ohio City, there you go. Check it out. It's really good. do they do that year round?
Spring and summer.
There you go. Perfect time to enjoy it. Yeah, check it out if you can find it. Market Garden Shandy's, the Berry Palm. I dig it, man. You can find pictures of it on Instagram, on YouTube. You can watch us randomly talking about it and showing the can. And otherwise, subscribe, give us a like, share us with others so they can enjoy our random chaos, I guess. I don't know.
Cheers.
Till next time, cheers.
Cheers.